Hello, hello, my green skins, and sorry for taking so long. What can I say? This has been a crazy couple months, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any more less crazy. So I better get this done before I have some more insanity. So, what movie are we going to be doing today? A movie I haven't seen on YouTube, which is weird because it's a pretty good B movie. And it's a movie featuring everyone's lovable green skin, Lou Ferrigno, aka the Incredible Hulk. And also one of the more interesting things about this. Let's break this movie down a little bit. So first of all, this led me down an interesting rabbit hole to a weird muscle woman that was in another B movie, to voice actors that blow my mind they're in this, to me going, what the fuck am I watching? And so this is definitely a B movie. And let's kind of break down my requirements for B movies and how I rate B movies, because I rate most movies on an A to B scale. A scale is your basic rating. B scale is your B movie, your flop house, your grind house, you're something that, unless you're into type of thing. Most movies that get that B rating usually have to meet a pre-requirement of having a bare minimum of a 5 or better for me. And then I'll rate them as a B movie. So they'll get a higher score because of a B movie. Even though technically they're a 5 on the A scale. Now, anything below a 5 on the A scale, I rate as is. And there are shitty movies out there. Or movies I don't like. Again, this is all subjective. I am literally just having fun making these. So, and I'm not taking this that seriously. Like, life kicks me in the teeth. If this gets a little bigger, and, the Flophouse takes off, Rumble, or the Patreon takes off, I'll take this a little bit more seriously. But right now, because I can't get an editor, I'm running on very little money, very little dime. So you're gonna get what you get. So sorry, like, don't take it the wrong way. I'm being, I'll at least be honest about it. So this movie, holy shit, is this movie interesting? Definitely a popcorn movie. Definitely a movie that steals a lot from other movies. Definitely some really interesting overtones in one scene. And really weird. Surprisingly a good kids movie. I could say this. I could say this is a decent kids movie. And so let's start with the actors and the acting. So for the actors and acting in this, we're going to start with Lou Ferrigno. Lou is an interesting actor. As a whole, he's quite well, how to put it? He can act, he has like this energy about him, but don't put him in front of a fucking microphone. The funny thing is, the voice actor, again, the voice of JoJo Joestar himself, Richard Escar, is his voice. It kind of works. I mean, that's some fucking solid voice acting. Then you got a man who plays Jafar, and Jafar is John Steiner, which has a storied career. It's been around, was around until 1991, from the 60s. Like, that's a fucking long career. And then, again, there's a lot of voice actors here. There's Wanda Lee, Dave Malo, who Dave Malo plays during the Katu, which I believe is the guy who the assassin, Haruku, or he's Yamamuchi, which is weird because what I have for both here, for looking up both Wikipedia, he's called the Samurai, and his name is Hal Yamamuchi. They don't call him Hakaru or whatever. It's really interesting how there's different things for this, and I kind of find it funny. Prince Ali is Roland Weinberg. You have Diana Nikuli as the narrator, which she's in this a lot. And and then you got the love interest, which I believe is Tegan Clive. And then there's one here that wasn't credited. I actually had to look it up a little bit. They have the Alienator, the woman who played the Alienators in this movie as well. So it's all over the fucking place. like this is weird. Again, it's a Canon film, and it's even weirder because it is a Canon International film. So we're launching the Canon. The acting in this stems from okay to mediocre to okay, yeah, all right. It's kind of fun. This is definitely a B movie. And there are some amazing shots in this movie, which I'm going to get to the shots and stuff, because there's some pretty cool stuff here. So this is a Canon film. So we are loading the Canon. And I can't deny that this looks so fucking cool. Which Canon films, that's the thing about Canon films. They're either shot really fucking cool, or they have really cool, like, stages. And I mean, there's some neat stage effect. Like where Jafar's wizard stage is. And that is so fucking cool. Like, they use that set over and over and over again, and I can see why. It's that fucking neat. And I absolutely enjoy the fact that they did this. And there's some really cool things. And I think this is shot in Italy. It looks like it's shot in Italy, but I'm not sure. It looks really, really good. The acting in the scene work and the effects, unfortunately, are hit and miss. Most of this is Lou Ferrigno in a bathing suit. Insert your thoughts there. But I mean, it's Lou fucking Ferrigno. The man looks like the man is a goddamn Adonis in body. So I'm not against that, but yeah, he's kind of that way. Also, it's kind of funny. They bring in this big muscle mommy, and you think there's going to be a muscle mommy fight between Lou Ferrigno and the muscle mommy, and there's no muscle mommy. And it's funny because she has they didn't voice over. They voiced over most people in this. In this, there's a lot of voiceover acting, but for some freaking reason, I don't know why they didn't voice over her, and she has this accent. Almost, it seems Bronxian, which I don't think she's from the Bronx, but in my brain jumps to Bronx accent. And it's very clear. Maybe that's just me overanalyzing something. Maybe I'm not seeing something like I should, but it kind of feels like a Bronx accent. And it's really wild that they just kind of don't. The visual fighting goes from very camp and cheesy to holy fuck that's violent, back to campy, back to cheesy, and then back to, holy fuck that's violent. It's all over the place. And it is kind of fun to watch. And other than that, I think a lot of this is way over the top and it's way insane. So let's get to the story. So, our story begins with all good stories about the Arabian Nights. Edgar Allan Poe's face plastered at you. Bam! And I'm like, what? So, upon reading that, I guess he wrote a Sinbad tale, which is really interesting. I never knew that. Mind you, I don't know him from other than his horror stuff. And I'm more of an H.P. Lovecraft guy, so this, Edgar's in my mind. I'm kind of one of those guys I'm more of a Howard Lovecraft. So, we get a clear ripoff of The Princess Bride, which, can I be honest? I think they should have reversed this. The Princess Bride seemed a little girly for me. So if this was a mother giving her daughter a story and they told the story of The Princess Bride, I think that would work a little better than a boy being told the story of the Princess Bride. Although I wonder about the narration for Lady Hawk. Anyway, so we get Sinbad sailing in to insert the name of the Arab place now. Why can't I remember the name? Oh my god. Oh, I had it like 5 seconds. Oh, okay. Anyway, so can't remember the name. So Jafar is meeting with the Sultan, and he basically brainwashes him, takes control, and then Sinbad shows up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? What's up?" And then this other person shows up, and Sinbad gets trapped, gets thrown in a trap. So his crew goes to find Sinbad. The crew gets in a fun fight, which has a really amusing moment with the samurai. I do like this guy's overacting. It is so over the top, which I also think they put rouge on his skin for some weird reason, and eyeliner, which is really fascinating. You're like, why'd they do that? So they get caught. Meanwhile, Sinbad is in a dungeon talking to snakes. Now, Sinbad, being the manly man he truly man, he charms the serpents, wraps them up, and throws them as a rope, and climbs up the snakes to save his soon-to-be tortured crew. This involves a hysterical fight scene where he pulls out a dagger, throws it to the ground, and we watch Sinbad Lou Ferrigno act like a complete craze. This is a hysterical moment because, I mean, other than the very erotic moment in this scene, was I reading too much? I'm not sure. Maybe I was. This is fun watching him just completely playfully murder these people. Wait, I do know one thing. Piranha's got good meal that day. So, Sinbad's crew realizes they have to save the princess and get these magical gems back, and these gems will stop Jafar. And Jafar is going to torture the princess in what looks like a sci-fi chamber from something else, and Sinbad travels the seven seas. So he goes to one location to get a star, fights a rock man, goes to another location to get a star, fights undead knights, which I think is on the same island. He goes to another island to get a star, which is these African ladies. I think I just misbounced everything around. I apologize. These Amazons. And they have a sexy Amazon moment, which turns out one of them's a hag. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, him getting these stars and meeting another mage, meeting his love interest for the day, which they're getting attacked by cannibal ghouls. Not sure exactly. As he's saving this girl and the crew's trying to find Sinbad, Jafar's watching him. Meanwhile, you have the Annihilator show up with her 80s fro hair and another guy who I don't think makes an appearance afterwards. Did they cut these characters? What the fuck? So she's all of a sudden wrapped up in a headdress, like she has her fro hair, and then I guess someone said, no, that fro hair looks bad, wrap it up. So she wraps her head up, and it looks even worse because she's wearing pure muscle mummy outfit. Like, I mean, she's wearing like very little to anything, and it looks even like, what the fuck? It's so insane. This movie is insane. If I jumble it, I apologize. But the reason I jumble it is because it is so nuts. I don't even 100% understand what was happening. Because every time Sinbad would get one of the stars, he's like, that's one Jafar. Like, Jafar's watching him. Like, he knows Jafar's watching him. Like, how does he know Jafar's watching him? And it's really interesting because it's so odd. Meanwhile, the narration is constantly jumping in. And the great thing about this is the filmography. The film work to this is very fascinating. Some of the monsters that look in here look really good. The Rising of the Knights is freaking amazing, and that night fight is actually quite fun. And there are some fun moments with the night fight. And then we get to the big boss battle against Jafar and Sinbad, which has him fight his own clone. And that is a fun fight. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And watching Lou Ferrigno fight Lou Ferrigno is kind of amusing because you can tell that they just got another guy that was about as built as him, but not 100%. And after he beats him, we cut to Jafar getting basically brought up to the kindly Sultan. And the kindly Sultan is like, well, we got to deal with this stuff. Jafar, kind of explains to Jafar, pull shenanigans. And then Sinbad then proceeds to throw him down the same pit that Sinbad got thrown into. Cut, print, let's end the narration with that fun moment. That's basically the Princess Bride. If this sounded absolutely insane, it's because this movie was absolutely insane. It's all over the place in my mind. And I watched this again just to kind of get an energy for it. And I'm like, even I'm all over the place. I'm not 100% sure what I watched. And that makes a great B movie. Let's go to ratings. So what am I going to rate Sinbad of the Seven Seas? I have watched multiple Sinbad movies, and I usually watch them for the interesting moments of the clay animation that they have for it. And there's some that are way bad. Like I don't watch the early shit, but the shit with the nice claymation is kind of where I go with Golden Voyage and other stuff. This one I haven't seen in a very, very long time. And it was fun to watch it again. So, for a B movie, it's a 5. But for its B movie rating, it's about a 6.5, maybe even a 7. I would almost go as far as saying 7 would be a solid number for this. It's a B movie 7. Definitely worth a watch. And yeah, I think it's really good. And I'm really seriously, if this video takes off, then that means to me I should do more Sinbad. And I'll actually do all the Sinbads, like the ones I like Golden Voyage and the other one I enjoy, because I love that cool, crazy, over the top claymation animation that exists. That to me was so fascinating back in the day, and I still like it now. So if you want to watch more Sinbad, give this video a like. Let's get this video up there and let's get those numbers going. And I will talk to you guys next time on Orc War Chief Reviews. Have yourselves a very good day.